Ruslan.
All right, this video is gonna get uncomfortable. I'm telling you ahead of time. If you have little kids, maybe consider them. It's not gonna be too explicit. A few days ago, I made a video about how to not bait the master, okay? Fill in a blank. I speak in code when I talk about controversial topics because YouTube goes, if a video says specific things, right? Talks about specific topics. So how to bait the master, okay? Got demonetized. This one, we're gonna speak in code so it doesn't, okay? It's gonna be a fun challenge, but I want you guys just to follow me along for this conversation because in that video, what I basically said, somebody asked me what I thought about baiting the master, and I said, well, it depends what you mean. Physical act, if a couple is doing it, so on and so forth. However, I don't see the benefit of doing it onto yourself because eventually most of us will get married and most of us will have kids. And when we have kids, when our wives have kids rather, you will have to go through a season of abstaining. And for me, the first time around, it was my wife had pretty deep tears when she had Levi. And so it was a long time. It was like upwards of like 5 or 6 months, okay? I was not in the best spot the first time around. The second time around, we just had Zoe Grace. I went through counseling, went through therapy, went through group therapy, and I dealt with my own trauma, dealt with my own triggers, so on and so forth. And so same thing, 4th degree lacerations, great pregnancy, not such a great birth in terms of my wife just pushing out a human. And I said, hey, eventually, as men, you're going to have to learn to control yourself. Why not deal with it earlier in your life? Why not deal with it while you're still single? And some of you guys didn't like that very much, but it's okay. I said, I think it's an opportunity for men, young men in particular, to practice self-control. It's an opportunity for you to say, hey, you know what? I have these urges and I need to figure out how to master them and not let them master me, right? Wink. Wink, you guys know what I'm talking about. So, and this comment broke my heart. Here's the comment to this video. Hey, Ruslan, I want to thank you for this video. It is the first time I have seen a man encourage other Christian men to abstain while their wives are recovering from childbirth. I cannot tell you how many times I have been taught at Christian women's and couples Bible studies that I need to learn how to give my husband a good so that he doesn't stray or bait the master while I recover from childbirth. I have never once heard a man tell men to abstain while we are recovering. Thank you. This broke my heart, but apparently for her, this is the first time that she's heard a man tell other men that you abstaining from baiting the master is going to directly pay off when you're in a position and your wife pushes out a human you helped make, that you don't have to be little puppy chasing her around the house trying to get a release. Why? Because you've already went months and maybe even years from not doing that to yourself, right? And then imagine the pressure this puts on women where they're now being told that after you've pushed out a human, your hormones are all over the place. Many of them are dealing with postpartum depression. They don't feel confident in their bodies. They have this thing latched onto them, this human that you helped make latched onto them. And now there's this expectation of you need to be willing and ready to, take care of your man whenever. And it's like, fam, you can't go 8 weeks, 10 weeks? Really? That's impossible? I understand it's hard. This is why we go to therapy. I understand it's hard. This is why we get in community and accountability. I understand it's hard. This is why we go to the gym and burn off some of that testosterone you got pumping through your veins. I understand it's hard. I've been there. Look at my Exposed series. I get it. I was molested as a kid. Trust me. Sexually immoral, lost my virginity at 11 years old. Sexually immoral all throughout my teenage years. I understand. But at some point, we have to be men and stop demanding women to do the self-control for us, to be the fruit of the Spirit for us. At some point, we have to say, you know what? I'm a big boy. I'm a godly man. And one of the things of being a Christian is self-control. So, guess what? I'm going to man up. I'm going to practice self-control. If my wife is in a hard place because she just had a hard birth or an average birth and we got to go 8 weeks, well, it's the least I could do. She pushed out a human for me. This is embarrassing if this is the state of Christian men. Like, I'm embarrassed for some of you guys. If your wife is saying, I can't, I'm hurting, it sucks, I had tearing, it's not late. Now, she wants to do that to you because maybe she had an easy birth. Maybe because she, feels great. Maybe she sees you helping out and getting up in the middle of the night, taking care of the baby, and you guys are doing shift. And she wants to do that because she wants to do that. Praise God, man. And praise God and respect to those women. But fam, this is very problematic when I see stuff like this. And I was shocked that that she hadn't heard a Christian man say this. So men, I know it's hard, but guys, we have to control ourselves. And it's not just about you not looking at things you shouldn't look at. Okay, it's deeper than that. You need some healthy outlets. You need some people you could talk to. You need to get your butt in the gym. You need to lose some weight. You need to channel that energy into other things. Maybe you need to start a side hustle. Maybe you need to get up and change that diaper in the middle of the night. Maybe you need to take the first shift. But we have to do something so that this burden isn't just put on women to be the masters in relations. Like, this is wild. And if you guys have an arrangement, all that kind of stuff, my wife had both of our kids naturally. I'm not gonna be chasing her around the house 2 weeks in, trying to hump her like some horny little puppy. So anyway, I know this is uncomfortable. I know this is convicting for some of you guys. We have to lead. And if you denying yourself for 4 or 5 months even is that hard, there's some other issues there. And most of us probably need to go to therapy. Most of us probably need to go and get a counselor. Most of us need to get into some kind of group. Most of us need some kind of outlet. Again, we're talking deeper than just PORN, right? There's something else going on in the dynamic of here. I don't like the burden of this being solely placed on women. I do think that you do need to build a healthy sex life. I do believe that. That requires time and effort. Me and my wife have been married 13 years, going on 14 years, and I'd say probably just within the last year, 2 years, that we really found a groove. There's a schedule, it's on the calendar, but not when she pushed out a human. Hopefully this is helpful. Let me know what you think. I know you guys probably hate me right now. Shout out to all the men who were like, beta! Shout out to all you guys. Anyway, those are my thoughts.
Kingstream Entertainment. Ruslan.
Yo, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you found it valuable, considering giving it a like and subscribing. This month, I'm releasing the Love What You Do collection. And to celebrate, I'm doing a 3-day virtual event to help us go from learning to love what we do to ultimately doing what we love. By the way, it's free, so hit the link in the description to grab your seat today.